the equities market for the second time in this week. This new week, Nigerian equities market extended a strong bullish run as the benchmark index went up by 0.72% on Tuesday to close at 47,205.03 points at the close of Tuesdays. That's the new reading or the new level of the all-share index, the highest point since March 21. The NGX closed on a positive note amid sell-off and buy interest as the index closed by that 72 basis point there at the close of Tuesday. Well, let's bring in our guest analyst, or will I say regular analyst on the program, Mr. Ambrose Amodion. Is a Chief Research Officer, Invested Consulting Limited. He joins us now. Mr. Ambrose, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me.
What do you make of the market yesterday? We've seen in the last three trading sessions, we've seen these signs of bullish in the market. So how will you describe the market and, of course, the factors driving this new sentiment we are seeing?
I would say that the bull has returned to the market in the last three trades, as we just mentioned. And it's a good one because I call them smart money. They've done their analysis after they've seen the 2021 financials. I said on the program that they don't rush to buy when company release number. They wait to do their due diligence before they start buying. You can see that the stocks they are buying now are more value stocks, and that is why you see that the sentiment has been sustained for the past 3 days. And also, if you look at the volume traded is in that direction. As market is going up with in terms of gain, also volume is also going up, moving from almost about from 154.2 million to almost the 245.21 million shares traded for those 3 days. It tells you that investors are increasing their stake ahead of Q1 number that will just kick off with UCAP that came this morning. For me, the positive sentiment is still strong, but one thing that is clear that in equity investment, profit taking is part and parcel of the market, part of the market dynamics. That means investors should not expect that because we have seen a straight 3 days that it will continue. They were about to be pulled back because people want to take profit. If you have entered a stock last week Friday or before last week Friday during the bargain hunting period when the market crossed down the what we call a T line in March 18, now it's crossing back again back to 47. People are about to take profit because they bought low and price is going up now. That means profit taking can come in and out of the market. That means if you see a slowdown today, don't be surprised of tomorrow because it's about to happen.
Also, sustain investor interest in telco heavyweight like MTN Nigeria. Also, do you also think that that also impacted in the market in a way? Because recently we saw that the telco giant got its license for the payment service bank.
Yeah, it's part of it because these are the big caps in the stock and on the NSE. When they gain, it will reflect the market. But not only that, you can see that stock like Zenith Bank, CAP, other high cap stock or call them blue chip stocks also were on the radar of uptrend. For me, it's a good one for the market. We tell you that investors in Nigeria now are becoming more intelligent in terms of investment. You see, when the market was below the T line, we call it a period of you stay out of the market to see what they cross. But you see, good investors that we're doing what we call accumulation. When they cross down the 47,000, say market is on a decline phase. Now we're seeing the market also crossed back 47,000 market. The market is also on a markup phase. Those that enter at accumulation state are the ones taking profit at the markup state. I mean, as I said, anyway from now you might see profit taking because those that are accumulated, now that the market has a markup as a result of smart money coming back to the market. For me, it's time for you to take profit. That is why I said, don't be surprised that market slow down today or tomorrow because it's part of all of the market dynamics.
How much of bargain hunting should we expect to witness in some of these banks? Because as of yesterday, we saw Zenith Bank, gain about 5.83%. Yeah. Access, yes, we have Access Corporation. We also have GTCO. That's GT company, holding company there with about 3.05%. UP is also in that category. So how much support or in terms of investor rally do we be expecting going forward? Either today, of course, today is the third trading day of the week.
Yeah, for banking stock, as you just mentioned, I see that the little uptick in the fixed income market. That the bank are the ones that play more on the fixed income market. When it comes to Treasury B and all that, we saw a little tick up there. That also will reflect on their net interest at the end of the day because they want to make money. Investors already know that because there's inflation, either in the next 2 MPC meeting, we're likely to see increase in what? In rate. And when there's increase in rate, it is those banks that benefit from it most. When you adjust your rate today, even though it's affecting capital market, the banks will make more money because their interest has gone up. Now people are saying that, oh, if we are seeing positive numbers from these banks, as at 2021, they're likely to sustain it in this year. For that, people are taking early position. And all over the world, there's a kind of, what we call it, historical data, that in the month of April or the second quarter of the year, that is where most traders or investors position for the year. Because in third quarter, you already see the market has gone up, prices have gone up. Now that we have seen the Q1 numbers, people are already positioning ahead of what the Q2 number that will even come, after this quarter. We expect that since most of the companies in Nigeria, I said yesterday that have increased their price in the month of March, then that means in the month of this last quarter, we expect that increase in price to also reflect on their numbers. That's why I say, as inflation is going up, people want to edge against inflation. You look the way of equity, because if a company is able to adjust their price up and pass it to what? To consumer, that means they're likely to post positive number that will support their price during inflation. That's why I see that capital market this year, despite the uncertainty that come with a pre-election year, I believe that investors that are designing should be able to make money because take the right position in the right stock. Like those that attended the master class just last week here, most of them already smile, calling me that what's the stock recommended are going up. That is how to make money. You don't see.
By the way, you are here to invite me to that master class, and I'm going to. Well, I won't say anything
I
much
invited
about
you.
that.
Only I didn't go.
Oh, okay. Now that you are giving me that invitation officially, I'll be there. But let's look at United Capital PLC first quarter 2022 earnings just being released into the market early today. How much of that do we expect to impact the market going forward? We will see gross earnings with about 3.12 billion. Maybe you need to give us, and of course with the chart where that particular value for that stock is going. Perhaps you need to take us through that chart.
Yeah, let me call up your cap chart now. Since you are talking about your cap, let me call up the chart up now, which is up here. Good. Well, to answer your question, the number that that emanated from your cap are positive number that show that that company is well run with the numbers we are seeing. For a company to post what we call earnings or a good number in terms of top line of almost 35% growth from 3.12 billion to about 4.17 billion. It tells you that this company is really active. It shows that the management of this company are really involved in what they are doing. That means they understand the business they are doing. Come back to the bottom line, which you and I as an investor are interested. You want to see the profit after tax of this company. You move from 1.66 to about 2.23 billion. It tells you that this company also have done well. And that's about 39.16% growth in terms of profit after tax, and that is where investor eyes, because you want to see after they have paid the government their tax, they have run their costs. This profit after tax is the last thing that we investor can share from the company. Now we're seeing that earning per share move from 27 kobo to 38 kobo. Okay. It tells you that at the end of the year, we're expecting not less than 2 naira, 10 kobo, or 250 from with this Q1 number we're seeing. For me, investors that are designing nature also, that also have knowledge, that this kind of stuff that is trending up will continue in that direction. Yesterday, it touched 14 naira before coming back later to close at 13 naira 85 kobo. For me, you cap up all it takes to go up. For investors that are really know what they are doing, for dividend income, you are there. For capital appreciation, this stock is there. That means they can look the way of you cap.
If you look at the profit after tax from 1.66 billion naira to 2.3 billion, I mean, that's about 39.1% increase in growth. What do you suppose are some of the products of this particular company that drove that growth? So let's look at, of course, the strength here, the core business of this particular company, and of course, what factors drove, or what are the services that drove this growth?
I will tell you that this company have shown that stockbroking firm, there's money in stockbroking. Despite others have not paid their shareholders or they are not quoted. This is a company that's into just trading and buying other stockbroking firms. That's what they are doing. Also, they're into issuing has another stock board. It shows that they are really prudent in terms of money. That's why they're able to pay their shareholders. Others that are not listed, they are not paying. But this says that because the market also have been up from January to date, you can see that market has remained about 10.51 year to date. It tells you that if the market where they are playing is positive, I don't expect them to also to post a negative number. That is that this market they play actively. We know in January also our market was up about 9 point something, a bit 13.something% in January. In February it was up. It was in March the market just slow down a little. For me, you can say that they are good, and because they are into the market that we are making capital market business, and also they are outside the shore of this country doing business of what? Of how to do investment.
Let's quickly wrap up now, Mr. Ambrose, as we go. Of course, we've seen about two trading sessions, I mean, in the green already this week alone.
Okay.
Out of the 5 days, but we have about 2 more 3 days. Okay, we just about 2 hours into today's trading. Give us a direction for the market today, and of course this week as we wrap up.
Actually, today is another option for Treasury B, and even yesterday that is ahead of today, market was in green. I don't see that today's option will affect the market. Also, we're expecting that there are some maturity that will come from 15 that also provide more liquidity in the market. That liquidity might find its way toward to equity space. For me, let's expect that market to still close in green, and for the rest of the week, let's expect like a profit taking. I said earlier, seeing market in green for 3 days, profit taking is about to happen. That means from today to Friday, if you see oscillation, we're not surprised.
I think we need to leave it there. Thank you so much, Ambrose Amodian, Chief Research Officer, Investor Consulting Limited. We appreciate your time on the program.
Thanks for having me.